All right, we are here with Bill Rodolante at Silver Krome Gardens. This is one of his commercial nurseries, and we're also going to check out his private collection. So it's going to be a really cool tour for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Alright guys, before we get into this really long video, I got to give you a warning. I learned a lot about myself trying to make this style video. I am definitely 100% grade A cringe lord, so don't judge me too much. Bill was really awesome. We had a great time. We got to see a ton of cool plants, but I realized trying to be the cameraman and the interviewer just didn't work very well for me. I mean, there's some good content, but I did cut out a lot. But if you want to see some of that stuff, you can go to Summer Rain Oaks channel. She's got another video from a few years prior, and you can see a lot of other sides of Bill's operation and stuff. It's a really interesting video. Definitely check that one out. But there is some cool stuff in here and some unique stuff in here. But again, please ignore my cringe dialogue. I've never done this style video before, but it was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So at least just take everything with a grain of salt. Enjoy.
This is the first house we're going to go into. This is house number 2. This house we grow a lot of calatheas, some stramanthes, monsteras, philodendrons, some anthuriums, some schismatoglottis.
How long have you guys actually had these greenhouses for?
My father started the nursery in 1981. Right after he got out of college, he came back down to his hometown, which was Miami, and he started working at an orchid nursery. And then after that, he decided he wanted to start his own nursery. So this land was owned by my grandparents, and he said, well, can I buy the land from you and start my nursery? And he did.
That's awesome. And so how long have you been, so I'm assuming you kind of took over at this point?
Yeah.
And how long have you been running this for?
I started working here in '98 full-time. In 2017, I became owner of the nursery.
Wow. Very cool. So, did you go to school for any of this, or is this something you just learned throughout the family, or through it being a family business?
No, I went to school actually for marine science, and then at University of Miami. After I got out of college, my father said to me, "Oh, while you're looking for a job, why don't you come help me build a greenhouse?"
Sure.
I said, "Sure," and I never left.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would. I was looking for really cheap land in somewhere in Florida that I could just buy something that you wouldn't build on and just put plants there just so I could have almost like a tropical garden, just because this place is so cool. What do we got all sitting here? I mean, I see some Monstera. I see it. This is some sort of variegated Anthurium here.
Yeah, that's a Thai ruby from
I've never
Thailand.
even seen that before.
This just came in last week. This is a variegated Morphophallus.
Wow. And now that's almost like a what do they call it, voodoo lily, or what's the big one called?
Titanium.
Yeah, so that's what that is.
Yeah, it's a little bit different variety than Titanium.
Sure, and I've never seen a variegated one, so that is pretty amazing.
We got some couple new things came in this week.
I can't get over this Anthurium right here.
Really cool colors.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
There's a couple different beautiful variegated bird nest types.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a lot of that. I had I think it's called Vitarifolium.
Vitarifolium?
Yeah, I'm very poor with pronouncing any of these things, but one of the seedlings I had actually was variegated, but I couldn't get it to keep growing. It started to die off after the 3rd leaf.
Yeah, we sell the variegated ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, this stuff is really awesome. Now, are these all for sale plants here that we're looking at?
Everything here is for sale.
Wow. That's really awesome.
We have philodendron like snowdrift, white princess, Florida bronze, Thai constellations.
That's the one on my bucket list, the Thai constellation. You got quite a few big ones here too.
Mm-hmm.
All these Anthuriums. I usually, lately I've really been trying to collect a lot of Anthuriums. I like trying to breed them too. That's why I'm most excited about seeing your private collection, because it's just jam-packed full of Anthuriums, you know?
Yeah. We try to have everything rare.
Yeah, you guys really have a heck of a collection. Although, all these calatheas make me nervous, because every time I've ever bought one, I can never keep them alive, and it's always, they become like a spider mite haven.
Yeah, well, when the plant's stressed out, that's when they get bugs.
Oh yeah.
So if it's not in ideal conditions, that's when they get spider mites.
I think being in my basement is not the most ideal conditions for mine,
Nope.
you know? What do you guys do for your pests out here?
This house we use predator mite system, where every 2 weeks we release predators into the environment.
Sure.
And they stay in here, and once they clear out all the spider mites, they starve to death. That's why we release them every 2 weeks.
But they clear them out completely too?
Yeah.
I think I might have to release some in my basement, only because I've been trying to use neem oil and stuff, but over time that just does not work for me.
Yeah, and
I feel like
neem oil is topical, so it has to get onto the mite to kill them.
right.
So it's very difficult to get every single leaf, every single mite when you're spraying.
Yeah, especially I can only imagine in like a place like this, like where you have a million plants, it's pretty hard to like, you know what I mean, keep spray applicating, get it under the leaves especially. I know in my setup it's much smaller, so it's a little more manageable, but I want to try the like mites. I don't know if I can order them in the winter time right now because I don't know if they'll like make it alive, you know?
Oh yeah, they come in thermal
Okay.
packaging. I think the company we use is in Michigan.
Oh, really? Okay, so then they're used to shipping through the cold too.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. Do you know what the species is?
Oh, they have a couple different varieties. The newest one, they have one that's called the Super Predator.
Okay.
I believe it's a hybrid. But the Californicus is really good for cooler temperatures, and the Persimilis is really good for the warmer temperatures. If you live in a cooler part of the world, I recommend the Californicus, and if you use more of a warm part of the world, I'd recommend the Persimilis.
Sure. I did try mites a while back, but I think I got it more of like a generic kind. And they just, like, because I had a really bad infestation on, I think there were cabbage plants that I was trying to grow. And I mean, there was like not millions, but probably thousands. And I tried some mites, but they like, I don't know if I got the right ones because they didn't do
Okay.
anything.
So predators are really good at low-level mite populations.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, they were just like getting caught in the webs.
If you have a really high-level mite population, you spray.
Sure.
Yeah,
Makes
'cause
sense.
It's good for when you have a few. You just see like starting, but if you have like lots and lots and lots and lots, you have to spray to knock down the population to start.
That makes a lot of sense because yeah, they were almost like getting caught in like the spider mite webs. But like I said, it was a full infestation. I had these plants in a grow tent, so I wasn't watching them and they got out of hand. Are these all like Philodendron billet here?
There's Billieti dark.
Or sorry, I can't pronounce it. What is this
There's
one here?
Patricii. There's burley marks, variegated, regular burley marks.
Very cool. Yeah, I actually just made a video about the burley marks.
There's Anthurium bakeri further down, Anthurium crystallinum, Anthurium clarinervum. There's some Philodendron tortums down there.
Yeah, you got quite the collection here. I'm kind of curious, you know those small seedlings I sent you a while back?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious to see how big they've gotten in like the Florida weather, you know? Because like in my basement, I mean, I can get them to grow, but I'm really more curious like what you got going on down here with those. Same with, and what did you say these were, by the way?
Anthurium bakeri.
These are pretty. They're actually quite similar looking to like what I sent you. I don't want to knock this one over, so I'm not going to go any further.
Regale.
It's beautiful. Wow. Oh, this thing is cool.
So this was our COVID project.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. During COVID, we were shut down for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Couldn't do much, so I built a wall to grow plants on because I always wanted one.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. That is something. You got all these beautiful anthuriums.
I wanted to recreate a cliffside in Colombia. So I used concrete block and horticultural felt.
Okay, and it's been working pretty well, it looks like. Can I sneak in through here?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I wish I had a wider lens. I could get even more in here, but this thing is absolutely massive. It's beautiful.
So you see the concrete block?
Yeah.
It basically, I did in a honeycomb formation, the CBC, and it does really well because you can stick the roots in the back and you can fertilize through the back.
That's really neat. Yeah, you have like back access to it. And so I'm assuming you got felt over the front. Oh, I can't get that.
Yeah,
close.
there's felt on the front.
Wow. Yeah, that is fantastic.
It'll stop watering soon. You'll be able to get rid of it.
Okay, so it's on the timer. All right. I love this brick pattern. You might have just inspired me to build one just like this.
So the footer is normal. I set it up normally, how you set up the footer.
Okay.
And then when I got a little bit higher, because it has rebar in it.
Yep.
And then when I got higher, then I did the honeycomb. Because I wanted to be able to survive hurricane winds.
Oh, and yeah, that's something I would never even think
I didn't want
about.
it to blow over.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even. So is there rebar going all the way up to the top of this
No,
thing?
there's a rebar in here.
Just at the base?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah, this is so beautiful. What is this one up towards the top here?
Which one?
This anthurium right there.
That's SKG Silver.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Holy cats. Yeah, this wall, is that an oblique then in there, or is that something different?
There's a bunch of different ones in there.
It's crazy, like, I guess you don't really realize that a lot of these anthuriums don't need a ton of light because it's pretty dark in here.
Yeah, they don't need a ton of light, and some of them like it really, really dark.
Yeah. Yeah, this wall is really beautiful. This is a pretty cool COVID project. Nice. You got all kinds of beautiful stuff. What's this darker anthurium that I'm kind of pointing the camera
That's one of the
at?
papillomnum hybrids, or
Okay.
species.
That's beautiful.
We have Windlingeri, Nervatum, Dressleri, Veitchii, Warocqueanum, Erdelantium.
Even a few orchids in there.
Yeah.
Did you say you're using horticultural felt or just any felt? Okay.
Horticultural felt. It's very thick.
Yeah.
It's supposed to last like 30 years.
Oh, I see. Wow, it really is thick. The thing I really love about like down south here is when anytime there's like wet concrete, all these little ferns and lichens and mosses, like everything just sprout.
Look, if you see from the back, you can see the root systems through the holes.
Sure. Okay, I see them back in there. Yeah, look at that. Very cool. Yeah, and they're all like just growing out everywhere at this point.
Because I wanted to recreate the little crevices that the roots would naturally grow in, the little caves.
Sure. And it gets a good air, they get a lot of air too with the way this is set up. Yeah, that is fantastic.
You remember what you sent me?
Yeah, it was ensipholium. They're longer and just pure green.
Oh no, those got stepped up already.
Okay, cool. That means
Did you
they're
send me any of your hybrids too?
I sent you some seedling, like I think just berries actually. And they were like a red crystal with regular magnificum. A red crystal, I think from Tazula actually. But they would have been berries, so could they have grown this fast?
Yeah, I think that these are them here.
Really? They turned out really well. I wish you could see mine. Mine are still in the seedling phase. Wow, they really turned out well.
Things grow fast here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We have good light, we have good temperatures.
So, a series of questions I really want to ask you about is when you're breeding these things, because like right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting pollen on and just crossing. But do you see the cool stuff expressed once you cross the children, or do you see it right away when you do like the first initial cross? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, when I'm breeding, I breed for specific characteristics. So I have something in mind when I'm breeding two plants together. So I pick one characteristic I like with one plant and one that I like with another, and then I mix them together hoping to get the best of both characteristics in the same plant. Now sometimes I don't get that, and sometimes I do. So it's just a crapshoot. You're hoping that it shows up, and sometimes it doesn't. Like when we did this one, we were hoping to get the red crystal leaf, but we ended up getting some that have mint patterns to them.
That's wild. Yeah, they're like
And
speckled.
it's very strange.
Oh yeah, look at the
And
one
some,
next to it. There's
some did it, look, in certain sections,
Oh wow.
and some it's the whole plant.
Yeah, this one's like really strong. Even like the children or the newest leaf, sorry, it's like really.
So you never know what you're going to get when you're mixing hybrids on hybrids on hybrids.
Sure, that's true. And then, so will you try and mix these again and see what they do?
Yeah.
So, like further, does that push the genes, so to speak, or like does it get more extreme if you take two of the children and cross them?
Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes you get even, like you can breed cross groups, things that shouldn't breed together, and you can mix them together, and then you'll get something that's even weirder.
Yeah, like that's kind of the stuff I want to get to. I've been trying to pick up more mature anthuriums lately just so I have flowers. But I'm really jealous of your growth. I mean, those seedlings that you just showed me are insane. I got to film these again. This is like the first hybrid I've ever seen that or I guess it's not a really exciting one, but it's the first one I've ever seen like grow up and be big. Mine are seriously still like tiny seedlings.
So this is some of our mixes for this coming year.
Okay, so this is a sneak peek.
Yeah.
Is any of this top secret?
No, nothing.
Okay.
It's too top secret.
Very cool.
I mean, some of them have code names on them, but
Sure. They look
just
pretty
because
cool.
I don't really have I haven't named the parents.
Ah,
It's like names like Sam plant. Sam that gave me a plant. And
sure.
I liked the way it looked, or
And now how fast are these going to grow here?
pretty fast.
Yeah, like in like 6 months they'll be the size of like what you just showed me, the ones that mine look like?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have to show you the Anthurium.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Huge.
That's going to be crazy.
Oh, there's your plant over here.
Oh, I'm excited to see this. Wow, it's really big here. Holy cats. That is really something. It's cool to see it growing down here in Florida. Wow.
This is a variegated Andalamina. There's some Whippleways.
Oh yeah, those were really...
Variegated black cardinals.
Those Whippleways were going for so much at a certain point in time. I don't know what
This
they are
is
now.
Variegated Rojo Congo.
Oh wow.
Variegated Adipoense. Variegated Mamii.
Oh neat. Wow.
Persimmon Princess. Variegated Jopii.
Oh, that's gonna be cool and it's really big.
We have pretty much every kind of Monstera morph that there is.
Sure. Yeah, right now I just have green ones.
Some really cool Thai crotons.
I noticed that crotons are like growing down here a lot, like in landscaping and stuff. I visited my cousin in St. Petersburg, and they had these everywhere in their little like neighborhood.
Variegated Anthurium.
Wow. This one is really neat.
Some variegated Pipers.
Hold on, let me get the focus on that one. That one's really pretty. I have just a regular piper with like the pink veins.
Some Scindapsus that are variegated.
Very pretty. Yeah, it seems like you pretty much got everything that's been. If it's variegated, you probably. Oh, look at this Monstera. Hey.
Variegated Papilloma.
Wow. What is this little guy right here? That has a neat
That's a
pattern.
Raphidophora.
Really? Wow. What do they call this Monstera? Like, this ain't mint. This is a little more extreme than that. What is this? Maybe it is mint. I don't know.
That is a full mint.
Yeah, that is really something. Wow.
Variegated Orlando.
That's pretty. I've actually never even heard of that one. But it is beautiful. Yeah, that Jose Bueno I got from you is doing pretty good. Although I lost that one Anthurium that you sent me.
Really?
Something chocolate. Yeah, it did not do well.
Which one?
Started with a P. It was something chocolate.
Peltilgerum?
Probably.
Yeah, those things are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I could not keep it happy. It just slowly croaked. Oh, you got a nice variegated, how do you pronounce it? Billet? I say billete, but you said
Billiettii.
Billiettii. Perfect. I'm learning. Beautiful. This is a pretty
No
monster.
bananas.
Hey, wow. Now, would you eventually get bananas from something like this? Is this an actual banana tree?
Yeah, you could get it eventually.
I wonder what they would look like. I mean,
I don't
down
know
here is
that
the
one.
only place you'd ever get them, hey? I wouldn't get that in my basement, that's for sure.
Variegated green Congos.
Nice. Now, is this part of your personal collection here?
No, everything's for sale.
Oh, wow. Is this a Spirit of Sancti right here?
Yes.
Look at that beauty. I finally got a hold of one now that they came down in price. I was actually able to trade for one. Very cool, very cool.
Variegated Macauleys.
Wow.
Variegated Maharanis.
It's almost like funny at this point, at least for me, to see like all this stuff, because I rarely get to see things like this.
Yeah, this is variegated Apobalus.
It's beautiful.
Some variegated Anthuriums.
Hey, look at that. No, this one is square, so this is a Magnificum of some kind, maybe?
That's a Magnificum hybrid.
Nice.
Variegated Spirit of Sancti.
Oh, nice. You have one of those. Amazing. Wow, yours is really pretty too. You got a really good one. Is this one from, what is it? Something?
Red leaf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they the only ones that got those so far?
Yeah, because he did some breeding, and his mother was his father.
Okay.
So it sort of had some inbreeding on it.
Interesting.
He ended up getting a lot of variegated ones.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the Instagram stuff. People were pretty hyped for that. They'll be really pretty when they're big.
This is a Dressleri I got from a friend in Florida. This is the form that Wendy grows.
That's crazy. What is this thing here? This is really cool.
That is an unnamed species of Anthurium.
Yeah, it's really awesome. This looks like a cool one to breed something with these huge earlobes on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Anthuriums over here. Holy cats.
I also like pipers, so there's a lot of pipers, weird pipers here.
Do you have like a pretty complete collection of them?
I try to grab what I can.
I got some weird pink one, but I think it's pretty common. So otherwise I could send you some.
I have some pink ones over there.
Yeah.
I like the hairy ones.
They're really cool, hey?
This is a cool one too.
And these are all pipers?
Yeah. My favorite is the Albert Smithii though.
Is that what this one is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Damn snails.
So sometimes, yeah, how do you treat for snails?
You can put snail bait out. You used to be able to spray for them,
They're resilient now, let me
but
guess?
the government doesn't like you to do it anymore because it's bad for the native snail population.
I guess I can see where they're coming from with that, but yeah, it sucks because snails can eat a lot.
Ooh, Veitchii pollen. What should I do with it?
I don't know, across something.
Oh, we gotta put it on something. What fun things can we put it on?
We got to find something else that's ready. I'm sure there's stuff ready like pretty much all over the place. Oh, is that how you do it? You just cut it right off?
Yeah.
Because this one would already be past the like female phase, so it's useless to like keep, right?
Yeah, and I didn't pollinate it, so I'm not gonna sell it. It's
Right.
something I did. Ooh, we got rock rhiannon pollen. Too bad I don't have a female fertile rock rhiannon. We could make a king queen.
Oh yeah, that'd be neat. But have you ever? Is that a thing that exists?
I seen it once. One person I know did it.
And now to know if they're ready, do you just look for like little droplets on the?
Yes.
Yep.
Stemmatic fluid.
And that's how you know. This is kind of an odd question. Some of my Anthurium, when they go to pollen, the pollen almost looks like more like clumped up in patches, like it's not really producing well. Like I don't know how else to describe it. I don't get like the real powdery pollen. Is it because of my conditions or?
What's your humidity like?
Probably only like 60%.
Maybe raise your humidity levels a little.
I see. What is this big Anthurium here?
That's a hybrid of Veitchii and Moodianum.
It is beautiful.
So the cool thing about Veitchii is it breeds with any of the flowering types.
Really?
So you get these Veitchii type leaves with flowers.
That is awesome. Are we gonna try and cross it with one of these?
No, I'm gonna find something a little bit different for
Sure.
this pollen.
It's like a jungle in here. This is so wild. I love it. What is this giant Anthurium?
So
Let me get over here.
this Faustino times Clarinervum is receptive, and I'm gonna try to breed it with that one.
All right, have at it. Let me get to a spot I can see. Perfect. Yeah, you don't even have to try and preserve pollen here. Have you ever tried to preserve it like,
You can.
I think, what is it, in the freezer?
In the freezer, it's good for up to like 9 months or so, as long as you don't like a freezer burn.
Yeah, that's kind of what I have to do. I don't have things flowering like at the pace that you guys have.
So after you pollinate, I tear the tip off so I know that I did it.
All right. That is really cool.
And in case this falls off, I write on the stem too.
So smart.
So this one was with Utah, which is that purple flower one over there. I took off some seeds the other day, but these weren't ripe, but now these are ripe.
Now they're popping out.
So if they're easy to come off, they just come off in your hand, they're ready to go. So here's another one that has seeds on it.
What do these ones look like? Similar in color? Uh-oh.
Some of them are falling. We'll pick them up.
Do you ever find some that just go to seed and then you just see an Anthurium sprouting up on the like bottom down here?
Yeah, they're on the floor sometimes.
That's funny.
I'll pick them up off the ground and plant them.
Sure.
You can't get everything.
But yeah, I mean,
Sometimes a seed will fall off, or a bird will eat it before it's ready,
sure.
or a rat will eat it before it's ready, and then you find like a Anthurium growing in a tree somewhere, or
That's my
because
hybrid.
they pooped out the. Now these were either selfings or the bugs made it the hybrid.
Sure. I suppose that happens.
When you have this many plants, you can't make everything a hybrid, because I didn't write the name on it, so it's not a one that I made. But I'll keep them and grow them out.
Yeah, see what they are.
If they
Could be
look
something
if
cool.
they look cool, then
Name it
I'll
after the
name
birds.
'em.
But so you mentioned like having like obviously there's rats, there's birds. Do you have any other issues? Do you ever see like big snakes in here or anything, or?
I caught a ball python once,
Oh wow.
but they don't get too big.
Okay.
Um,
Are there any poisonous ones down here?
my friend in his nursery, he had some coral snakes,
Oh wow.
but they have really small mouths, so they don't really attack. Occasionally you see a nursery that, is supplied to like Walmart And like, there's a pygmy rattler in the
in the plant
in the
at
next,
the Walmart,
or little diamondback or stuff like that. But
yeah, that's crazy. Are these more berries that are ready? Oh, I see just a few. I can't believe the amount of flowers coming out of these. I'm actually really surprised by that. Like this one plant alone, I mean, what do we got?
Ooh, look, we got Mancunian ants pollen.
Let's see it. How's it looking? Oh yeah. Wow, that one's got a pretty big spadix, or what do you call that exact part? Like the pollen bearing part.
This is the spadix.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some pollen in there. You're gonna chop that one out?
Yeah, seed here. Huh. Nothing inside though.
Oh, just kind of sterile or something?
Yeah. So I'll come back and harvest that pollen later and put on something.
Are these some kind of red crystallinum here?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look like it. And then these all end up at what, Tazula Plants? Is that where a lot of these kind of go, or do you keep these here?
Some get sold by Tazula, some get sold by their vendors.
I see.
Yeah. Philodendron maximum?
Oh my god. That is huge.
Yeah, I'm not small.
Yeah, I know. Wow. That is something. That is so big. I mean, that is, what is that, 4 feet at the minimum?
I got a measuring tape. We can measure it.
Sure. I mean, how tall are you?
6'2".
Yeah, all right. So this is, I mean, that gives us some reference. Wow. And this one's like fresh. And I bet you this one still has a little bit more to go too, because it's kind of hardening off.
56 inches
Wow.
by 32.
That is wild. And this one is so fresh too, or it just looks so perfect. Wow. What does the center down here look like? Oh my goodness. Jeez. Now, what are these, like elephant ear? What is it? Like calocaea? I can never say that one either.
Which one?
This big guy here.
Alocasia borneo giant.
Wow. It really lives up to its name. I mean, that is really something. I mean, the stalks are like thicker than my arm. This like this base thing here. Is this the vine or like the old growth?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What in the world? I can see why they call it a giant. It's interesting how it corkscrews like that. How do you like these moss pole things that you have built here? How have they been working? Pretty good?
Pretty good.
They look like it. Everything's rooting in there. And that metal lets you shape them pretty well too, you know?
Yeah, these are the ones I started messing with on my own.
Sure.
I started taking other people's ideas and using it for myself.
Yeah, they look like they're working, so. I've been playing with 3D printing them lately.
I want to do that. I want to do a 3D where it's all one, the pot, the pole, everything is all one piece.
Yeah, that's what I got. They screw it together, like, but you can screw it to the pot. So it like holds together. But yeah, you should get a 3D printer. They're not hard to learn, like how to use them. They're pretty awesome, as long as you got time.
I can make these poles up to 8 feet.
Yeah. 3D printing, it might be tough to get something big. It'd have to be modular. And the plastics, I don't know how the plastics would
This I
hold
made
up.
from recycled plastic that I tore out of the ground because
like
it was
PVC?
cracked.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's where I originally got the idea from.
I like these because it's the pot's like integrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really smart. I'm assuming everything here is auto watered, correct? It's all on irrigation systems. Yeah. There's nothing like hand irrigated.
No.
That'd be pretty hard to manage that.
Now we do water by hand when we see an area that stays a little dry.
Sure.
We'll figure out why it's dry.
And
Maybe
then
there's
patch
a
it.
clogged sprinkler or clogged dripper.
Sure. How often does that happen then? Because you said you have a lot of calcium in your water, so does it ever like clog these things up?
I have one lady that all she does is clean drippers 300 days a year.
Sure, I bet. I can only imagine. What do you guys use, like vinegar or something, or how do you clean them out?
Pool acid, muriatic acid.
Real quick then. Wow, look at this.
All they need to be in there is for about 15 minutes, and it burns up all the calcium.
Sure. Look at the size of these bird nests. These are all bird nest anthuriums, correct?
Yep.
Jeez. Are any of these the named ones that you were talking about?
Yeah, this is big red bird.
I gotta get back here a little ways. It's so big I can't even see it. Wow.
The leaf will turn bright red if you give it a little more light.
Really? Is this a little like outcropping of it? A little growth?
No, that was another one. It grew out of the pot.
I see now. Where
It
it's
got
coming
shaded out.
from. Sure. Wow, this is really something. How about this big one you're standing next to right now? What
This
is
is
that?
a hybrid of big red bird and one called round one. Round one was a tissue culture variety back in the 80s. I have one over there I can show to you.
What in the world is this?
Oh, of course the sprinklers are on now.
Sure. What is this guy up here? This anthurium up top.
Which one?
This guy.
That is Anthurium Black Widow times Michelle.
I see.
It's one of Dr. Block's hybrids.
That one's got some really nice color to it. Oh, shit. All right, we made it out just in time. Yeah, look at the size of these.
So here's round one over here.
And so, when you mentioned that it's tissue cultured, is it something that, like, because of tissue culture, something weird happened to it and giving
No,
it?
it was just a variety that they did in tissue culture.
I see.
This is Bifolius rex.
Wow.
I named it that because the flower looks like a T-Rex tooth.
Very crazy. Yeah, it is. It's really neat. I gotta zoom in on that one. Wow. I like the growth pattern on this one where it's really up high like that. Up high and wide. That is a neat anthurium. What you looking at in here? Something ready?
So this is what I was talking about earlier, where a rat has eaten the fruit and
Poops it out.
pooped them all out on those leaves here.
Wow. I mean, that's sad for you, but that's really interesting to see. I didn't realize the seeds would preserve like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So they'll end up in the mud and start growing out of that pot probably, eh?
Probably.
Neat. And then you'll find out what it is. Here's some more. Stinking rats coming in here ruining everything. Wow, there's some beautiful stuff here. Is that a crystallinum?
Yeah, this is one of our hybrids. This is SKG gray.
This is beautiful. This by far is probably my favorite greenhouse. I like the more like jungle feel when I like walk through plants, if that makes any sense. Like when it's all just growing together like this, that's when it looks the best.
We try to mimic the natural environment.
Yeah, you're doing a good job, I think. I mean, I've never been anywhere where these actually grow, but it's real wet in here. So cool. Is it? This is a magnificum then?
That's a crystal mag hybrid.
Okay, that's why I can't tell.
That's a giant one. That's the one with the biggest leaves of any of the ones I've made.
Yeah, it's huge. Wow. Everywhere I look, there's just something new. I can even like spin around and look again, and there's another new plant I notice.
Yeah, you could be here for 8 hours and not see everything.
Yeah, it's really something. Wow. You have such a nice collection. I also think they all look way better when they're wet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the color really comes out. Is this a big Spirit of Sancti over here?
Yeah.
Try not to rip everything.
That's one of the original ones brought back from the original collection
Nice.
that the International Aroid Society did back in the, I think it was early 90s.
I see. That's a beauty. You can tell it's pretty old. Hey, would this be Monstera obliqua right here?
That's the Peruvian variety.
Yeah, this one is wild actually. Like, they're really big. I didn't think they got this big. It's even got some seeds, I don't know how much you know about Monstera since you seem to specialize in Anthurium, but how do you know when these seeds are ready? Or what if those flowers are pollinated or what?
So this is the none of these have fluid on them.
Oh,
The
so they
fluid's
haven't
like
even...
a black tar.
Oh, really?
And there's no pollen on them because the pollen will be sort of like a white powder.
Okay.
But you'll know after a while because the little plates that
Yeah.
the fruit, this like
They,
the
like,
seed
puff
will
out?
grow under, will push out on the ones that have actual seed in them.
Oh, so it's obvious. Okay, very cool. I forget the name of this one, like branded something with a B, right?
Brandianum.
They get pretty big.
Yeah.
I had one, but somehow I let it die. Didn't do well. Which is surprising because usually philodendrons are pretty easy to take care of in my opinion.
This hybrid was done by a friend. This is Warocreanum and I think it's Rugosum.
Okay. It's really pretty. I just got a Luxurians, which I'm hoping to cross with stuff because it's like super obvious if it works, you know?
This is hybrid we did. This is Dressleri times Papri Gardens.
Okay.
It's really cool. Nice.
Yeah, it's really
color
long.
leaf.
It's got that velvety appearance. It's beautiful. What would be your favorite Anthurium out of all of them? Or is it too hard to pick?
I think my favorite Anthurium is my first hybrid I ever did, which was Big Bill.
Yeah, I guess I think that would end up, if I made a hybrid that was cool, I believe that would probably be my favorite too, so that makes sense. Something to be proud of, you know? And it's kind of like your start. Plus yours is like a pretty amazing plant, you know? That's a pretty awesome hybrid.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That was back when I was younger, more idealistic, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make the biggest thing possible. I'm gonna mix two gigantic things and make one plant.
Sure. And
Now I'm like, no, I want to make smaller things that people can fit in their garden centers and their houses.
Well, that pretty much sums up this video. I do want to give a big shout out and thanks to Bill Rodolante. He was really awesome. He showed me a lot of cool plants, and it was just a really fun day to spend at his nursery. Definitely check it out. I think he's got like a minimum or whatever if you want to actually shop there, because it's mostly, like I said, like a business to business nursery. But if you want to like peruse that collection, you definitely can reach out to him, contact him. He's a really awesome guy. He's got an incredible collection. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry that it was a little awkward in places, and it's pretty much all my fault. Like I said, I'm not good at this style of video, but hopefully I get better because it was still a lot of fun to do. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, may your plants grow strong and healthy. I'll see you next time.